Okay, so today we have Hallowed Be Thy Name by Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden was requested, and so yeah, I mean, it's a band that I've not listened to. I think I've listened to Run to the Hills and Number of the Beast. Those are, radio staples, so I've heard them a lot. But I've never, delved into the band, and I don't know if I've heard the song or not, but I know it's a popular one, and somebody wanted me to listen to it, so let's get into it. Anyway, let's get into this now. 7 minutes, 11 seconds. Longer song, but we'll see what's happening and talk about it after.
I'm waiting in my cold cell when the bell begins to chime, reflecting on my past life, and it doesn't have much time. 'Cause at 5 o'clock they take me to the gallows pole. The sands of time for me are running time is closer, and maybe then you'll begin to understand.
Okay, Iron Maiden and Hallowed Be Thy Name. Yeah, so obviously I was laughing a bit there. I don't know, I feel like I laugh when I like a song a lot, and I don't know, I just start laughing. So yeah, I really enjoy I really enjoy this song. Um, so yeah, good lord. I have to say off the top, I mean, what really caught me, I mean, I guess this might always happen. I feel like, I'm not much of, a metal guy, whatever. Um, but I always feel like the guitarists and the bassists in a lot of metal bands, they work so well together. I mean, I think of a band like Pantera or Metallica, obviously Black Sabbath, whatever heavy metal bands. They're always kind of in sync with each other. I mean, this is no different here for Iron Maiden, and just the instrumentals. I think there was a couple there for a few minutes altogether, and on just looking at the personnel here on Dave, you have Dave Murray and Adrian Smith on guitars, and Steve Harris on bass, who also wrote the song. I always like when a bassist is the kind of the chief songwriter. Apparently, I guess Steve was here. Anyway, but yeah, and I mean they were just going back and forth, and I mean that bass was prominent as well. It was, I just always love when you can hear the bass through the guitars, and just and the drumming. The drumming. I have to talk about Clive Burr. What a name. But just it was just like they're like playing back and forth. They work so well together, and yeah, his drumming was just so enigmatic. It was just I mean, fantastic. I mean, all these adjectives I got to throw in, and yeah, I really loved how they played back and forth with each other, and I mean, Bruce Dickinson. I mean, what can you? I know coming into this, or I knew coming into this, that even though I've listened to only maybe a couple songs by Iron Maiden, I know that Bruce Dickinson's voice, was one of the clearest, kind of most powerful, I guess, in metal. And I mean, that's obviously so much, that's so true here, and just so clear cut. And when he's like singing, there's parts here, I guess, just to look at some of the lyrics. I don't know if I'll remember which part or what the lyrics were, but how he would kind of go a cappella at some parts. I don't know what part it was now, but as he was just talking, and the music would stop, and then it would come back in, and he would go, and it was just like they just had such great timing. I mean, that's what I guess it really comes down to. Their timing was impeccable, and I mean, obviously the story. I mean, the song. The lyricism here is quite the story, and it's. I see here on Wikipedia that it's probably one of Steve Harris's most philosophical songs, and anyway, I guess I'll just talk about that right off the bat, because I guess I've talked about I guess what it's about and what I thought of it. I guess off the top. Anyway, so it says here, so from AllMusic, it says describes it as perhaps the most celebrated of the band's extended epics. So obviously, yes, it's a big epic. It's the tale of a prisoner about to be hanged, featuring some of Harris's most philosophical lyrics. Several band members have since stated that this is one of their favorite tracks. Obviously, I mean, yeah, it's it's like it says here, their signature track, basically. Bruce Dickinson described it as fantastic, and that performing it live is like narrating a movie to the audience. And honestly, I mean, yeah, when I, looking at some of the lyrics here, and I guess, I can just, recite some of them, whatever, that caught my attention. So off the bat, with the intro, I'm waiting in my cold cell, when the bell begins to chime, reflecting on my past life, and it doesn't have much time, because it's at 5 o'clock, they take me to the gallows pole. Gallows Pole, a great Lead Belly song, I have to say. Anyway, the sands of time for me are running low, running low. So obviously, yeah, he's gonna die. Obviously, he's gonna be, I guess, hanged, as it said. Talks about the priest coming. Of a world that has gone very wrong for me. Can it be there's some sort of error, hard to stop? The terror, going on. It's not some crazy dream. This is real life. Somebody please tell me that I'm dreaming. So obviously, you don't want this to happen. I mean, I don't think, the hardest people, and, during their life. I mean, I think of, this is what I get, because I always am intrigued by, I guess, serial killers, whatever, people on death row. I've watched, a lot of documentaries, or, I've watched, Ted Bundy's interviews, or Jeffrey Dahmer, all this stuff. And you think, like, off the top of my head, thinking of Ted Bundy and how, kind of, he described himself, I think it was, he said he's, the sickest son of a bitch you'll ever meet. But then in the interview he had before, I think it was like the day before he died, you could see, like, you could see the fear in his eyes, and that's what a lot of people were saying in the comments. And it's just like, I mean, yeah, death. I mean, people are hard until like I feel like, until your death day comes, basically. And I mean, that's what I'm getting here, because then tears fall, but why am I crying after all? I'm not afraid of dying. Don't believe that there never is an end. So he's talking about all this stuff, and obviously hallowed be thy name. Obviously some religious kind of talk here. Anyway, and then of course, somebody cries from a cell, God be with you. If there's a God, why has he let me go? And like I said during the song, good question, questioning, his belief in God, whatever. It's just, and then I like this as well. And though the end is near, I'm not sorry. Catch my soul, it's willing to fly away. So it's just like, but this guy, he is ready. He's ready. He's ready to go. And then going on, I guess, and that's one of the I guess, mindsets you have to have, and if you're in that situation, and then how he says, mark my words, believe my soul lives on. Don't worry now that I have gone. I've gone beyond to seek the truth. When you know that your time is close at hand, maybe then you'll begin to understand life down here is just a strange illusion. And then also obviously with the outro, the yeah-yeahs and the hallowed be thy name, and just Bruce just, delivering those lines with such epicness. And yeah, I mean, like, yeah, it really, I get images obviously of like the Green Mile in my head, the film, obviously based on the book by Stephen King, but just people walking on death row and people waiting to die. And I mean, it's just like, what a existence at that point, living in a prison cell. And I mean, a lot of people I know, a lot of people on death row, they wait years, even decades sometimes, until it's their day. It's just like I couldn't imagine. And it's just nuts. But anyway, yeah, I mean, hallowed be thy name. Holy crap. So yeah, and again, Iron Maiden is always a band that I hear about is not inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And again, I'm not the biggest Iron Maiden fan. I don't know enough about the band and all this stuff, but I know enough about how much records they've sold, about how loved Bruce Dickinson is, about how incredible their sound is, and just how they're like one of the most, I guess, recognizable bands in the world, and how they're just not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So weird to me. It reminds me of like somebody like Judas Priest, who I don't know if they got in last year or something or not, but again, it's just weird. I know I always just see people talking about Iron Maiden and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, it's kind of it's a little weird, I guess, with who they let in sometimes. But anyway, I guess that's it. I also wanted to talk about that because I always hear that come up. And yeah, Iron Maiden should definitely be in there. I mean, my God, they've been rolling for like what, since this was from 82, so since the 70s, I want to say. Anyway, I guess that's it. So thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, subscribing, commenting. I really appreciate all the support. And if you want to comment anything down below, what song suggestion, whatever you thought, I don't know. If you're still here, thanks for watching again. And yeah, finally got to Iron Maiden. Good Lord, Bruce Dickinson. I mean, that voice is just incredible. And everything here was just so good. I don't know what else to say. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys again soon.